Hey guys, welcome back to another 1.14 Skyblock episode. We're gonna start one last time here at the main storage to check out the current progress. After that, we can finally work on some other projects, and my big goal now is to start my own base somewhere on the server. My goal is to make a sky island somewhere, which will require a lot of dirt. That's why I'm probably gonna work on a dirt farm soon. And once we got the island, I want to build some kind of a house there and all kinds of decorative farms. So I already released some videos about 4-way flying machines and a combine harvester on my channel lately. Those were all inspired by my goal to use all kinds of mechanical machines to harvest crops and nothing really for efficiency, so just some nice looking farms is pretty much the goal. Alright, so now let's check out the progress here at the main storage. We've been feeding it for quite a while, and it took about 40 hours to sort everything. So it worked pretty well. There were some minor flaws we still had to fix. For example, there was an issue with the overflow. But apart from that, it's looking really good. Still lacking items quite a lot. For example, we're really low on redstone as far as I know. That's why we also probably have to do a stop at the witch farm really quick. Yeah, definitely would be nice to at least put in a couple of shulker boxes into every storage. For example, we don't have stairs here. That's definitely also something we should try to do. And yeah, we only have a tree farm for oak and birch. Also add the other colors later would be one of the goals. But yeah, we have time for that. In the last episode, I was also complaining a bit that our current shulker box farm is not really quick enough. We had some issues and we had to AFK for a lot of time to get the required amount. Methods actually heard that and suggested that we work on a new shulker box farm. So alone I wouldn't have done it again because the project would be quite redundant. But yeah, together with Methods' help, we're also working on a new shulker box farm. Maybe let's quickly go to creative so I can show you the design we have so far. Unfortunately, I forgot where we built the farm. I don't find it anymore in creative, but we can quickly rebuild it. It's really quite simple and not a lot of effort. Okay, it would be quite tricky to actually find the end fortress in a Skyblock world, but luckily we can use Massa's mini hut mod that has a function to display it. It's actually quite easy to set up. I just had to select the structure I want to display, had to assign hotkey, overlay structure main toggle, and then turn on mini hut, and that shows you the bounding boxes of the entity. So we got the big bounding box and then the inner bounding box with the actual structures where the shulkers would spawn. Methods was already curious if there's maybe also something similar to a wizard fortress farm, where they would also spawn in the big bounding box only on certain blocks, nether brick in that case, but there's nothing where the shulkers would spawn outside of it, like purple block or what's the other one, endstone brick. So we really have to use the inner structures. Alright, I'll quickly build up the farm. Can already spoil one thing. Well, we're gonna use the wither roses. It's kind of a shame, really, that the wither rose is now the go-to thing for every single farm, and it's so super simple. Still think maybe mobs shouldn't spawn inside of wither roses. And there we go. That's all there is to it. We need one layer of hoppers, one layer of soul sand, and one layer of wither roses, and that's it. Also, you only need to give the shulkers a single block of space to spawn. That's enough. And this is actually also one of the quickest ways to make a shulker farm. There's not many ways you could kill the shulkers quicker. So we actually made concepts already in 1.12. Before we even had the wither roses there, we usually use some tricks to suffocate the shulkers, like we did on our Patreon server. But the wither roses makes all of that obsolete. It's really the easiest way to make a farm. It's almost a shame, really. Okay, but nevertheless, we're gonna use it, because why would we do something harder and build up a farm? It's gonna get harder because we're gonna do all the extra steps again, so the shulker box crafting system and so on. And this time we need to upscale it. At the other farm, we got about, I don't even know anymore, I think it was around 1200 shulker shells per hour. This time we're gonna get 8,000 to 9,000. And that means we need to also make a faster crafting system again. Methods already did it on a creative server, so let's check that out. Methods had some fun with the auto crafting table as well and compacted some of my systems. So this is the one for the shulker box crafting. Let's turn it on. It's a bit quicker than mine as well. Yeah, it's really nice. It also is pushing around the craft table. That's something I didn't do, but it's really smart. Okay, so we're still gonna need multiple of those, and then we also need, of course, the chest crafting system again. It's this one here. This one is a lot quicker because it actually gets planks from multiple crafters. I haven't really checked it out. Where is it even? Oh, we do it here. Yeah, this is a lot quicker. Let's check it out. So we have to combine it all later into the large factory. I'm really glad the methods took over with this project, because I couldn't really be bothered on making another shulker box factory again. I'm also not quite sure if we're gonna do all the effort again of producing logs on site, or if we'll just bring them over and the same goes for the bone meal. Okay, let's also check out the progress we have in survival so far. So here we are at the farm. I was following this endlessly long path that actually connects to the main end island. Well, this isn't really an island, well, we have the end portal. And that's the farm so far. Okay. Now all we need is actually connect the hopper lines together. That's gonna be quite fun. I think I'm just gonna need some invis potions so we can build the hoppers as well. The methods forgot about those. Yeah, and after that we can build the crafting systems. The farm is already working, so it's really that easy. Just have the platforms with the shulker spawning. There's also another project I want to work on today. So while building the storage, and the last time when we had to heal the villagers, we barely had any Netherwarts. We don't have an automatic farm for that yet. So the goal for the day is make some kind of a small scale farm. It might be a bit more complicated, just to get a bit of a supply of Netherwart. Nothing crazy, just to get a little bit of it. Probably have to make a large one later if you ever want Netherwart blocks for something. Right, so let's go to creative mode. I already have an idea what to do. So of course I want to use our dispenser block placing feature, so we can power dispenser and place blocks like this. In case you're new to the series, that's a feature that is not in vanilla. We added that to our Skyblock world. Alright, and then the Netherwart needs to grow from age 0, which is this stage, to stage 3. So we can actually detect the growth with an observer, for example. So every time it grows one stage, the observer would detect it. So in total, this would be 5 states. So first, the dispenser would place the Netherwart, and we get stage 0. And after 4 times of growing, then we would need to harvest it. And then, while harvesting it, we would also update the server another time. This would be the 5th time, so when this is basically removed. So in total, you would need to add like a counter here in the back that counts up 5 times, and then breaks the Netherwart somehow and places a new one. There's just one little problem with this setup: it's not reliable. But we're gonna ignore that for the small scale farm. If you would try to do that big scale, then you would have an issue. The problem is that the Netherwart can grow very quickly, and the observer wouldn't be fast enough to pick that up. So every time a random tick would select the Netherwart block, it has a 1 in 3 chance it would grow to the next stage. And those random ticks happen every tick. So in case we're unlucky, the Netherwart grows in 1 tick, and the next tick immediately grows again, and then the observer would only detect that once. This is the 2 game tick cooldown, and the observer also powers for 2 ticks. So if those random ticks happen within 4 ticks twice, or the growth attempts, then you unfortunately can't detect it, and it would later break the farm. It's a bit unfortunate, but we're just gonna make like farm with 10 Netherwart plants. So the chance this actually happens is like 1 in 1,000. We hopefully can ignore that. At some point we need to fix it, but I really like this concept and just want to do it for the small scale farm. This should supply us with enough Netherwart for a while, and we can also really fix it at any time in case we want to. So I just like this concept a lot. Alright, I think Methods actually already made such a design, but yeah, there's one little flaw with it that we might be able to fix. So that's the design that Methods made a while ago. It's a nice working design. I actually set the random tick speed 100 times higher so we can see it working. Once this hits the highest stage, yep, just happened. The items in those droppers are sent over. And then we can start harvesting by just pushing away the soul sand and retracting the block again. Also, of course, we need to send the items back into the first dropper. So that's why we have this little observer clock here that sends them all back. And additionally, we have to place a new Netherwart. So that's why we got a lot of delay here in the monostable circuit. It activates the dispenser again. Okay, let's wait for it to happen once more. So despite the random tick speed 100 times higher and the chance of 2 growth attempts happening within the small time frame where it would actually break the system, it doesn't happen a lot. So this probably would be even a lot smaller with the normal random tick speed. Okay, the only problem is I think we could actually, instead of having a counter that counts to 5, make a counter that consists out of 2 binary counters, so only count to 4. If we do the harvesting and the placing of the new Netherwart also within a very short amount of time, then we would also only get a single signal. And yeah, this is the setup that I think would work fine. So we can power this dispenser here. The dispenser actually has 4 ticks of a delay until it would actually plant Netherwart. At the same time, we extend the piston and retract it again. So we have actually enough time to do this. Check it out. And then we only get a single signal with the observer at the bottom. Now we just need 2 binary counters. Of course, the easiest one would be the piston with the observer in front. And yeah, basically once we counted to 4, we need to activate this setup here. Alright, I'll try to find the best configuration to do that. Alright, I got it. It took me a bit of fiddling around with it in order to prevent the dispenser getting double triggered, or that neighboring dispensers are getting triggered as well. So now we power both the dispenser and the piston via QC, and this makes it one-way tileable. Okay, it's really nice. It's also still working and running now for a while. It's really nice. Okay, I would say we build about 10 to 15 of those one-wide slices with the farms. That should be enough to supply us with enough Netherwart just to brew some basic potions in survival. Now we just need to build the farm somewhere. I was thinking here maybe at the Nether, at the main area would be a good location. The farm doesn't cause any lag at all, so every time somebody comes by, the farm would run a little bit and produce some Netherwart. So maybe we'll just build it here. This is nice. And now for the first time we can use the main storage to get the items for a project. This feels so good. No more running around the whole server searching for materials. Everything is one place. So I'm using, of course, Lab Medica from Massa. And that also shows me what we need. Build a bit of decoration around it out of wood. And now I can just get the items. This is so good. Almost feels like 112. And now we're actually really established with this server. Alright, I'm gonna get all the items and then we can build this up. So this was a little time lapse here. I actually forgot to place the Netherwart. So I have to crawl in and place those. I didn't even know that. It seems like I actually crawl slower on soul sand as well. I mean, kind of makes sense, but I'm surprised by that. Okay. Should still be the right order with the binary counters here in the back, so there shouldn't be a problem that I place it afterwards. Unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of Netherwart. Only filled in half a stack per dispenser, but this should... I mean, it takes about 15 minutes for it to fully grow once. So after 8 hours, we would need to replace it. Can do it manually, I guess. Just a small farm supplies us with some basic Netherwart for potions. Okay, let's close this up again. Would actually be nice if you would have another glass block there. So that's even better. Oh, this is surprising. So I just wanted to check on the witch farms, what they're currently doing. Wasn't at the witch hut perimeter in I don't know how long. And somebody built a nice little storage here. So as you can see, we're making progress. Now we can also build with the nice materials. This looks really good. Just for this little storage. Okay, let's actually check what we got. 4 boxes of redstone blocks. Or shulker boxes. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see. Somebody also probably made finally a decent crafting system and sorting system here at the top. So it's probably hard to see, but yeah, now actually craft the redstone dust into redstone blocks immediately. Now let's also check on the witch farms. I think iPlaceBlocks actually was fixing those a little bit. We had the issue that the mobs no longer spawn on trapdoors. They got changed again after 1.14.2. We had to replace it with soul sand again, and this is just the standard farm without any detection. It just runs on a clock. Yeah, so this place still looks a bit, I don't know, not that nice. We should maybe in the upcoming episodes work on the witch farms again, make the proper design again, and just update also the item storage, maybe the item transport. It's all a bit improvised here. While we're at it, let's quickly also check on the iron farm. I've been told it doesn't work anymore. Let's see what's the problem. Okay, it seems like the pillager in the middle is missing. That was threatening the villagers, so that already explains why it doesn't work anymore. And I just saw that the villagers are also now all standing in the same spot. They're supposed to be spread over this area, so they all have their own bed and workstation. So there's already a problem. Not sure if that happened everywhere. Okay, seems like we're having some issues with the farm. To be honest, this concept is already a bit outdated. We plan to update to the 1.15 snapshot, maybe tomorrow even, and then we don't need to worry about the portal caching anymore. So that means we can make even a simpler iron farm now. I'm thinking we should just design a new one. Okay, that's something also for the upcoming episodes. So the last thing I want to do today is help out methods and get a hopper line in there so we can get the items a bit easier. I hope the shulkers can't teleport on top of scaffolding. I think we can actually maybe try that out real quick. Build up a few. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. That's pretty bad. Might even be better if you would pillar up with the hopper directly. Because they can't teleport on the hopper or the side of the hopper. Yeah, I think that's probably the best idea if we do it directly with the hopper. What I also did is actually I got the invisibility potion. I drank one. Is this even centered? That would be nice. Let's see. Not quite sure what's that for. Don't think we need those blocks anymore. This shulker is a bit of a problem. They can technically teleport on a soul sand again. I'm quite sure. We can also just work our way around it. And it also works. Much easier. Okay, so there's no problem at all. I hope. If you get too close to the shulkers, they can also still shoot. I think the distance is like 2 blocks, but they can still see me. But all fine. Let's end up down again. Okay, but I should actually already have a... Yeah, now the shulker's trickling through. So the next thing Methods is gonna do, I'm not gonna be too involved in that, is now build the crafting system for the whole shulker shells. Alright, so this is it for this episode. I'm still invisible. The next one we're probably gonna work on the dirt farm, or maybe on the iron farm, we'll see. Okay, thanks a lot for watching, see you next time, bye bye.